Ecotourism now it turns basically one of the most important things in Costa Rica.
I think a good concept to get people excited about nature is to actually get them out into nature. And so that means Costa Rica, of course, is a, kind of a prime example of sustainable tourism. I don't want to say everything is perfect because the marketing is a lot better than maybe the reality. But if you look into other countries, I think Costa Rica does a pretty good job. Because they live off that type of tourism, they are also trying to maintain their nature, their biodiversity. And so that way I think it is always good to support sustainable tourism, but I think you have to become also a well-informed traveler.
They contribute with the income, and we can use the income to educate the local school, local children.
We're trying to teach people, and we're trying to that people learn about nature and also how important is nature for the world in general, right?
To really know what is greenwashing, what kind of hotel are you staying. Don't stay in large hotel chains, try to support the local economy, because if locals are doing well, there's not much as poaching, logging and all those things where, locals do take advantage or exploit the nature in a more detrimental way, let's say it that way.
If we have a very educated visitor, the people might protect the rainforest, might respect the rainforest. When you are walking to the forest, you are not throwing like a garbage, or as people are like a driving, sometimes they feed the mammals on, and this change the behavior of mammals.
We are eco-friendly, we respect nature, we teach, we also learn, and that's what we're trying to do with ecotourism.
If you are walking out of the trails as well, you can feel like microorganisms, things that we don't see with the naked eyes. So if we have more like educated people, the people that might respect the nature, and they contribute with the saving of the forest, right?
When you fight climate change, you're also helping sea turtles. If you're not trying to not pollute, if you are not eating normally produced veggies and stuff, like if you go and buy organic, you're helping sea turtles. If you reduce your use of plastic, you're helping sea turtles. When you're a conscientious traveler, so that means you don't buy sea turtle meat or sea turtle eggs, even if you find it is exotic and you want to try it, just don't go into local markets and buy materials or jewelry made from stuff you don't know where it's made from, because it might be an endangered sea turtle carapace. And also invasive species, are introduced because of the way of how we travel. So if you're asked to please clean your shoes and all of that, this also helps sea turtles, but also other species that are endangered because of invasive species.
In my point of view, the most amazing thing is all the information that we have in the forest and we don't really know so far. So as you walk in the forest, you see something new. Every day the forest change. You see something new, you learn something new. You are learning, it's a process, you never stop. As well as you are like reading new books, you learn something new, you come to the forest, you apply all this knowledge. So that's something that never just stop, right? So that's what it is really amazing for me. All the knowledge that we can get and we can learn from the rainforest.
I'm really proud of my team because a lot of the young guys were actually the kids that we did outreach with when I started 16 years ago. So, by now I've been long enough in the business that I can see, okay, what we do and when we go out and talk to school kids, it does actually have an impact. And we are creating the future conservationists, so that is awesome. Also awesome is that we have one of the most critically endangered species nesting here on our beach, the hawksbill turtle. And we don't really know because nobody has been surveying the beach for almost 10 years, up until we started in 2020. But for some reason, we have the largest nesting population here in Gandoca and nobody knew about it. In Costa Rica, there's bigger ones in Panama, but this is positive because I don't think it used to be as big 16 years ago, and so that means they are recovering, and that gives me hope.
We need more educated tourism, people more informated. When they come here, how they can help the rainforest, what they can do in the forest or what they cannot do in the forest, because they are destroying a lot, right? It's not like only one person, it's like many people doing this. It's a big impact in the rainforest.
I think every person comes to Costa Rica, they come with one vision, and then at the end, when they go back home, they finish with another vision of what nature means for the planet, right? So that's why we're trying to attract lots of ecotourism. We try to be eco-friendly. On that way, when people is going back home, they also try to get involved in their countries with their children, with this kind of philosophy we have in here.
If any one of you wants to help us here in Costa Rica to continue our work, there's different ways of how you can do it. If you're from Germany, there's actually a Förderverein called Proma e.V. That you can become either a monthly supporter or also do, of course, a one-time donation. There's also a platform called Milky Wire, so that's for everybody else, where you can also, I think, starting with about €3 or $5 a month, support our work here and also do one-time donations. You can find it on Google Play and in the Apple Store, Milky Wire. And yeah, just look for Christine and Namaka Conservation Science, and then you can start supporting.
Pura Vida, my friends.
Hello, my friends, Pura Vida.
Okay.
What? Pura Vida.